This is Black Views, bringing you the Black News. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And thank you for coming to my channel to watch my show today. Today, we'll be talking about immigration and how it affects black people, our young black people of that. Remember, we no longer have schools where they teach you home ec, they teach you construction, they teach you automotives. We no longer have those schools that teach trades that will allow the youth, our youth, the black youth, and I only speak as the foundational black American. I am a foundational black American, and that is, I'm speaking as a foundational black American. I'm speaking as my father being a foundational black American, and his father's father was a father of a slave. So that's who I am, and that's who I speak as today. Let's not get it confused. All right, so moving right along. Today we have videos that we will react to, and I think the first one you're going to enjoy. And here's a young man telling you what it's like to live down in the South, to work in construction. Let's get right to it.
Wait a minute. So, y'all telling me there's a shortage on construction workers in America, especially in Florida? Y'all, some of y'all need almost 500,000 construction workers, and y'all don't have the time to train the new people. And the white people, Europeans, they lazy, they don't do the work right. Black people, y'all ain't say nothing about the blacks.
Once again, this is the youth of America. He's telling you. Okay, I don't want nobody to get it confused. He's telling you what the workforce is like and what he has experienced. Let's go.
We been in construction. Y'all kicked us out and said we not paying these Negroes $25 an hour.
I told you this is all about wage. This is about a wage. They're not going to pay a black man $25 an hour the way he's supposed to. He would much rather get undocumented illegal aliens to work. There's no documentation. He'll pay them $10, he'll pay them $7, no health insurance, no nothing, right? Okay? They're going to come here, they're going to get paid, and so now these undocumented workers are going to start asking for rights. They're going to start asking for Medicare. They're going to start. How can you be undocumented and you get a Medicare? That means that that tax money is coming from a black person. When black people pay taxes, this is what it goes to. It supports immigration. When we have black kids on the street right now that needs that money, that needs the opportunities. These jobs are not on websites. They're through word of mouth. Now let's go.
$24 an hour, $30 an hour. Let's go hire these Mexicans with no documentation that's coming across the border. Give them $9 an hour, $10 an hour. And they're going to work sun up to sundown, dance and eat mangoes. Meanwhile, kick the black brothers out. I was doing construction for 10, 11 years, bro. I went to school, I became a certified operator. I can operate every heavy equipment. I understand construction. I can read blueprints.
Went to school, got certified. You see what I'm saying? He went to a school and got certified. They didn't teach him this in his damn high school. He went to a school to get higher education, to be certified, and he couldn't work in that field. See, this is what's happening to our youth every day. When their mamas tell them to go out and find a job, and they say ain't no jobs, man, everybody just thinking Negroes want to be lazy. No, it's sometimes not about lazy. It's about access. It's just like you have a metro and you have mass transit in the cities, but not on some of the outskirts where black people live, and they can't make it into those areas. Okay, and the same way you have white neighborhoods that have no bus system, so Negroes can't make it there. This is how it works. The same way they made highways, junctions, right through black towns to cause this type of strikes. And so this is how they do in the workforce. Now, this is just construction. It's being hit on all sides in all genres of work. Trust me, this is just the first one you're hearing about because these are the first wave.
But I left. I quit because they Mexicans are racist. They don't want the brother on the machines. They rather see Jose or Rodriguez, a Mexican, on it. And the Mexicans are racist. I'm in Texas, and they are.
And listen to me. I'm not even trying to blow this up or gaslight. In the 90s, I was stationed. I was in the Marine Corps. I was in the South Part, and I knew these Mexicans that were from Texas, and they were even in the Marine Corps. They were racist. They would say racist things, and they were racist, and they call you mayates, okay? Call it what you want to call it. They call you my negritos, negritas. You are mayate. Now let's move on.
Are racist out here. They rather see Mexicans. Every construction you go to in Texas, nothing but Mexicans. If you black, if you are not Mexican, you black, you're gonna be holding a sign. Paying you $12 an hour to stand there holding a sign.
So here you have an undocumented worker that's probably getting paid $12 to do work, but they'll hire a brother to hold the sign. He's talking about the sign that says stop and go to the traffic. When traffic is coming through, he's holding the sign telling the traffic to stop to allow the construction vehicles to pass by. So vice versa. Anywhere in the construction site where vehicles are moving, he'll be holding a sign so that everyone can see not to go here, not to go there. Traffic goes here. That's what he's doing while the undocumented illegal alien is working, learning the trade. Think about it. He's learning the trade so that he can start his own little side business and guess what? There's plenty of Americans out here that will pay 3,000 versus a $10,000 job, undercut. There go the brother. He don't get to learn any skills, yet he's holding a sign. It's just like telling a student to get out the class. So he can't participate in the class, but he's virtually in school and he's in class. You understand?
When an operator like me, advanced, read blueprints, certified, can operate, they rather pay me $18. I'm not doing that shit. So now y'all talking about there's a shortage, right? So it's time for the blacks to come on back, get their jobs back, pay them the money and stop pocketing this shit while y'all paying the immigration status undocumented Mexicans $9 out, $10 out.
He's telling you. These companies, these construction companies that build these buildings in these major cities. So when you go to back and forth to work and you see the people working on the road, they're not your brothers. And this is the first thing you hear. Our brothers don't want to work for it. They lazy. No, they're systematically shut out of it because the workforce is meant to be paid half of what it's worth. Listen, these contractors rather pay someone $9 an hour instead of $21 an hour. Where that would be a good job for a brother to come and say, "Hey, yeah, let me do that." Even 15, they don't want them because they can't regulate you any kind of way. They can't talk to you any kind of way. They can't talk to you like you are a slave at work. You see what I'm saying? There's certain federal rights that protect labor laws of workers in America. Okay, so they don't want those workers. They want these guys that are going to slave and do work for $6 and $7, and if they don't know no better, they'll give them a sandwich, and that'll be the day.
And pocketing the rest. Y'all can't do that no more. So these contractors are crying, and now y'all bitching. You feel me? Now, hey, if I was you black brother, I left. I went to driving. Mostly all blacks in Texas, if you black in Texas, they kicked us out the construction industry. So now you're gonna find us driving or getting CDLs. That's what
The young brother is telling you they kicked us out of that workforce. He sees it. This not an older guy. This a younger guy. He's telling you they kicked us out. Okay, and so now what the brothers are doing are focusing on CDL to move products. Okay, but now they're putting in laws so that Immigrants don't have to have driver's license. Okay, these vehicles won't be pulled over, won't be cited if they're company vehicles and they're illegal aliens in sanctuary cities. See what they're doing? This is not all over America. There'll be some places where they will get tickets, they will go to jail, but in sanctuary cities where all the black people live, they're allowed to function. Okay, and tell you what's going to happen next. Just like they're being exploited as workers, some of those women that are not construction workers will be prostitutes because that's all that will be available. And this is what has been allowed to fester in America, and it's going to get worse. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing.
Tonight, thousands of Floridians are skipping work and taking to the streets.
¡Viva la gente trabajadora! ¡Viva los inmigrantes!
In what's being called a day without. Tonight, thousands of Floridians.
And so what kills me is like when you see a brother up there, you know, you look at this and you see a brother right there. See, a lot of people will get it confused just because he looks like FBA, Foundational Black American. They'll say, oh, yeah, well, the blacks are, yeah, you know, and this will be one right here. He speaks full Spanish. These are his people. This is who he wants to be with. I'm talking about this brother right here. This is who he wants to back. You won't see him nowhere else backing anything else, but this is where he wants to be. And see, they know what they're doing. This guy right here, politician guy, he's speaking up because he's getting money. Okay, he's getting money to speak up. He's going to steal the money of the undocumented workers. And so it's like a fair exchange. The undocumented worker feels like he's getting an opportunity to work to make more money in America, to buy into a system than he would ever have when he was working in Mexico. So here's a brother here. He ain't even from Mexico. He's probably from somewhere in the Caribbean. He may be from some, Honduras, Belize. This is a brother here right here that don't know where he's supposed to be. And that's where he is right there, smiling, having a good time, while they're calling him a big mono, grande mono. Let's go.
Being called a day without. Tonight, thousands of Floridians are skipping work and taking to the streets.
¡Viva la gente trabajadora! ¡Viva los inmigrantes!
In what's being called a day without immigrants in protest over Florida's new immigration law.
I guess that he was one of a black Mexican. And look how strong these people fight for resources in America. But they won't line up like this to protect their family members, their cities, their towns in Mexico from the cartel. I just find this astonishing how 6,000 strong immigrants, right? In one state, in one city, 6,000. They ain't even afraid to be deported. They're not even, black people don't want to, some black people don't want to be around the police. You understand what I'm saying? No, these people have no problem with standing out and saying that they want rights. They want it says, let us live in peace. We feed the country. You hear that? That's what they saying. Let them live in peace and fuck with the Negroes.
Scores of restaurants and stores across the state shutting down for the day in solidarity against Florida Senate Bill 1718, which.
No, see, the white media say they shutting it down to support and solidarity, but listen further on in the story.
Goes into effect July 1st. At El Mariachi restaurant in West Palm Beach.
I'm looking around your restaurant right now. It's empty.
Empty.
Why?
Because we trying to support all the immigrants.
He said they trying to support all the immigrants, right? This is how the news plays it. They play it out as if they're closing the store down in solidarity.
Most of them are in protesting.
The empty restaurant costing Victor Prado $3,000 a day.
It's costing Victor Prado $3,000 $3,000 a day. Does that sound like solidarity? No. What's going on is those guys are not at those workplaces, and so they're not coming in there to buy Mexican food. You see? Do you see the sham? How they got Mexican shops, Mexican food, Mexicans, everything Mexican, just to set up and ready for the workers. So during lunchtime, they go here and they eat. During lunchtime, they send a little truck out there to go feed the same. They speak the same language, and they don't need you niggas. But in everything that we do, we have to adopt everyone else. But even the immigrant can come to the United States and serve his own and prosper. But look at the business, losing $3,000 a day, and the media are going to say that he's shutting down to be in solidarity.
A looming crisis for him. He's lost the majority of his employees in just the last few weeks.
They afraid. They're moving for another state.
They moved.
He's telling you right there. See, he speaks to the Latin brothers and sisters in the Lulu and the meetings and because that's where they're having their meetings at. Right there, they're talking about all the issues. They got to move to other states, so they're coming to a state near you. And if your state is sanctuary city, expect to be more cities like the city of Chicago. Well, they're not saying. See, in some of these places, they're just not saying nothing. Chicago are the stories that you're hearing about. These people are going to stop moving around. More and more influx, millions and millions of them. And you'll keep hearing this. Oh, they're just taking their jobs. No one else wants. That's not true. Companies are not wanting to pay the proper wage to pay. And so they're getting out of it by hiring undocumented illegal aliens. And they're not being punished like they're supposed to by federal regulation.
To another state.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the end of that scene. We're going to move on to the next scene. And this will be the last scene.
Hello everyone, this is an update. Today is Tuesday, May the 16th. It's not Sunday. There is my truck with grass. And this is a construction site here in Davenport, Florida, 20 miles from Orlando.
20 miles from Orlando. Okay. Look, did you see the houses that are unfinished? The houses that were being worked on by undocumented workers? Jobs that are not on the internet, jobs that are not going to the newspaper because they're getting the hookup. These contracting companies are getting the hookup from who? Word of mouth. Oh, they know a rack of undocumented illegal aliens that need a job.
And this is all you see. It's 9 a.m. Usually at this time there's a lot of people here working, all kind of contractors doing their job. Roofers, of course, a lot of noise.
And what they're doing is they're learning the trade. They're learning to, many of those people that never did that work before, some of them are laborers, and they're learning how to do construction work so they can build the country. You see what I'm saying? While your little brothers and sisters are not building the country because they took this out of high school. This is no longer in high school. Okay? They're no longer coming to these contractors and companies coming to the high school and other organizations to get American workers. They're not doing that. It's not happening anymore. And so that's why you see the influx of crime and kids don't have nothing to do. They just stuck in a village type area in a hood where nothing is going on, nothing but it's like a virus. Like they kill their own and steal from their own because that's where they're located.
Loud Mexican music.
They're missing loud Mexican music. So on the workspaces, they're playing Mexican music because there's nobody but Mexicans. Loud Mexican music. There's no blacks. And you know what the excuse is? Well, that's because the black people are lazy. Ain't that some shit? And that's what they teach their kids, man. I'm trying to tell you, I don't know a lazy person that's black.
This is what you hear today. So it is happening. It is not fake. It's not a joke. You see one contractor there, and this is all thanks to Ron DeSantis.
Okay, so
Wait a minute, wait a minute.
he's saying it's Ron DeSantis' fault now. Okay, I'm not a fan of Ron DeSantis because you can see what he's doing to Black history in the state of Florida. We already see that's where he's going with it. But to this piece of legislation right here, he's saying thanks to Ron DeSantis. Like the illegal undocumented worker actually feels as if he has American rights. He's illegal to the company. He's undocumented. So if he's undocumented, there's no way that he is paying taxes. He's not paying taxes. He's keeping a whole check. And they will say, well, it's $10. It doesn't matter. A young black person who's an American citizen with basic labor skills should be getting 15 to 20 to $21 an hour. And so what they're doing is they're cutting that in half. They don't have to pay taxes. They don't have to pay for any kind of medical insurance. They don't have to see. Listen, when these guys get hurt in the workforce, it's like it's kind of it's not even like a football player that gets injured, because when he gets injured, a lot of them are working with injuries, and when they're out of work, there's no more money. You see, they're being exploited, and at the same time, black people are being discarded and disrespected in their own communities now. Look at what's going on in Chicago. They've already spent $150 million just on immigration, bro. That could have been to, I mean, every neighborhood block got a football team. Every neighborhood block should have had some kind of funding. $150 million. So you allow the crime to go on, but you put money into illegal aliens. I call them illegal aliens. I mean, immigrants, whatever. But they, to me, they illegal. I mean, what you doing here? You didn't come in the right way, and you mad? You got something to say? You know, now black people are racist for saying something. Okay. Other Latinos looking around, they been acting like they white, and so so these immigrants see that too. Some of them come over here and they can pass for, and they feel like they can do it. But anyway, this is where my plan lays. First of all, I want to thank you. Thank you for coming to my page. Thank you for visiting Black Views. Also, hit the Cash app, like, also subscribe. Please leave me a comment. And this is Black Views, bringing you the Black news.